name is I'm from class 12C, and in this video I'm going to do an experiment with the title of the effect of light intensity on Elodia's plant oxygen production.
So firstly, there are some things that I need to explain. Firstly, backgrounds. As photosynthesis is the process of harvesting sunlight to produce glucose and oxygen from carbon dioxide and water. In photosynthesis, there are two different processes. These are light reaction, and then there is dark reaction. Here, we are going to focus only on the light reaction. Now, secondly, is the purpose of this experiment. This experiment is conducted to find the correlation between light intensity and photosynthesis production. This is mainly to find whether the oxygen production will increase or decrease if light intensity is changed through changing the distance from the light source. Third is the hypothesis. In this experiment, the hypothesis is that there will be a positive correlation between light intensity and photosynthesis production. So this means that higher light intensity will produce more oxygen, as explained in the diagrams. The variables in these experiments are table M distance as the independent variable, oxygen production or number of bubbles as the dependent variables, temperature, type of plant, and time of exposure as the control variable. Here, temperature is controlled through the use of air conditioner at 27 degrees Celsius. The type of plant used is Elodia, and the time of exposure between each distance is 1.5 minutes.
Now, I'll be explaining the tools that I'll be using for this experiment. Firstly, we have the Elodia, and then syrup glass bottle that will be used for the vessel of the Elodia for the experiment, and then a paper clip to weight down the Elodia, a cutter to cut the Elodia, a table lamp that we will use as the source of light, a pen and paper to measure the data. And then we also have ruler and a spindle. This tool is used to make a distance difference. I have made the lines on the table, which are separated 10 centimeters each. And finally, we have phone to capture the video of the bubbles. Now, let's start the experiment. Firstly, take out one LED plant. One stem. It's not stem, but say this one. And then we need to cut it.
So what I do after cutting the Elodia is using the paper clip to weight down the Elodia inside the bottle. Here, I have set up the experiment where I put the bottle at the leftmost line and start by finding the number of bubbles created without light from the table lamp. After that, I start placing the table lamp at the 100 centimeter mark. Then I start to move it by 10 centimeter after each 1.5 minutes. So let us discuss the result of the experiment. According to Suhadal, firstly, light intensity is correlated with the inverse square of the distance. Hence, we get the calculated relative light intensity provided in the table. This light intensity is relative to the highest light intensity used, which is at 10 centimeter of distance. Now, let's discuss the data using the graph provided, relative light intensity versus number of bubbles. According to Clegg, light energy is used to split water which produce oxygen. Based on that reason, there should be an increase of number of bubbles with the increase of light intensity. The graph presented that exactly. This result is also similar to what Roberta Paradiso found between the correlation of light intensity and photosynthesis in soybean plant. The graph presented is not exactly the same, as it has no sign of slowing down or stagnancy. This is most likely because of the lack of light exposure during the experiment. A brighter light source could be used to improve the correlation between the two graphs. The conclusion of this experiment is that the hypothesis is proven. There is a positive correlation between light intensity and photosynthesis production. Lastly, these are some references that I used to make this video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this is helpful for you. Peace out.